Harry at Halloween by Susie Klein. Pictures by Frank Ramalakis. Chapter 1. What is Harry going to be? Every Halloween, we wear costumes to South School. The biggest question the week before is, what's Harry going to be? My name's Dong. I'm in 3rd grade. My best friend is Harry. He loves horrible things. His name is even spooky, Harry Spooja. When it's Halloween, Harry always plays a few tricks on us. Each year, his costumes get scarier and scarier. The day before Halloween, we were sitting on the rug on the library corner. The second morning bell hadn't rung yet, so we were all talking about the big question. What is Harry going to be? Remember last year in 2nd grade? Sydney said, Harry wore a snake costume. All you could see was his white teeth. He was so scary. He was late, Mary groaned. It took him 10 extra minutes to slither across the playground. I remember he had to stay after school that day. As Mary thought about it more, she smiled. I remember what costume Harry wore in 1st grade, Song Lee said. It was the Notch Nest monster. Sydney's teeth began to chatter. It was all slimy and green. Yeah, even in kindergarten, Harry was scary, I said. Remember, he was Count Dracula. He chewed on strawberries to let the red juice drip down his chin like blood. Mary shivers. Well, I'm going to be Tinkerbell. I found a fancy gold dress with gold sequins at a thrift shop for $5. Mom is taking up the hem and making me a wand and special box with magic powder in it. It's called pixie dust. Ooh, you have magical powers, Sangli exclaimed. No, that's oohed. Hey, what are you wearing? I asked Dexter. The usual, my Elvis costume. I'm bringing a guitar too. Cool, I said. What are you gonna be, Sid? A squid. A voice from the doorway. Harry, we all replied as we ran to the room and took a flying leap onto the space couch. It was finally his turn to sit on it. We're going ABC order. Spooger is last. It was his day. What are you wearing, Harry? Mary asked. He replied, lying back on the couch. Sid was propped up on the little cushion. Huh? Mary nagged. I'm gonna be Tinkerbell. Well, Tink, you never guess what I'm gonna be in 1,000 years. Harry said, putting his arms behind his head. A Komodo dragon? Stanley asked. Nope. T-Rex? I asked. Nope. A ghost? A ghoul? A vampire? Mary persisted. Nope, nope, nope. Harry, we all groaned. Tell us. But Harry didn't. He just shook his head and changed the subject. I thought of a new game we can play for recess today. Well, Ripley replied, Tombstone Kickball. You get some chalk and draw a tombstone on 1st base, 2nd base, and 3rd base, and a home plate. Neato, Dexter and I said. Suddenly Sydney leaped up in the air. I know what you're gonna be for Halloween, a walking corpse. That's why you got a graveyard on your brain. Wrong again, Squid. You'll just have to wait until tomorrow. And then Harry closed his eyes and pretended to snore. Chapter 2. Water, water everywhere. That morning we did science experiments with water. Everybody paid attention except for Sydney. Kept bugging Harry about his Halloween costume. Are you going to be a mummy? Harry laughed. Nope. Give it up, Sid, Mary scolded. It's my turn now to go up to do an experiment. I don't want you to distract anymore. So shh. We watched Mary take a big brown bag to the front of the room. 2 big words were written in cursive on the blackboard. Water experiments. Miss Mackle had an empty aquarium, plastic containers, and 4 jugs of water set on the side table. Mary set it back down on the desktop. These are materials you need to do my experiment, she explained as she pointed to each one, a glass, oil, food coloring, and a spoon. Now I'll tell you about each step. First, you fill the glass with water. I'm adding orange coloring for Halloween. Then you drop a spoonful of oil in the glass. See what happens? I can't see, Sydney complained. Me neither, Ida said. Mary held the glass up in the air. The oil and the water do not mix. The oil is just fluid, floating around the top like beads. Cool, Dexter said. I knew that already, Harry said. Mary shocked Harry a look. Wonderful job, Mary, Mrs. Mackle exclaimed as she recorded a grade in her red book. Suddenly, Harry sneezed right on the back of Mary's head. Mary turned around. "Ah!" she complained. "Why don't you use a tissue?" "Don't need to," Harry said. Then he pulled a white hanky out of his back pocket. "See? It had 2 big boogers on it." "You're so gross," Mary groaned. Then she turned around. "Harry showed me the boogers up close. They were just raisins. It's an old joke," he whispered, but Mary fell for it. Harry and his Halloween tricks. They were just beginning. "Hey, Spooger," Miss Mackle called. "You're next." Mary folded her arms. Harry took his backpack with him to the front of the room. Carefully, he put the aquarium tank on Mary's desk and started filling it with water. After we watched him empty 3 jugs into the tank, Harry opened up his backpack. "See if we can guess which tank will sink or float," he said. First, he pulled out a pumpkin. "Who thinks this will sink?" Everybody raised their hands. Harry dropped the pumpkin into the water, made a big splash, dipped under the water, and then it popped back up. "It floats!" Everyone shouted. "Trick, yeah!" Harry grinned. Next, he held up a potato. Harry had drawn a face with black marker. It looked like a shrunken head. "Do you think it will sink or float?" "Float," everyone replied. Harry dropped the potato into the tank. It sank to the bottom. "Tricked ya again," Harry snorted. "I'll get the next one." Mary started to pout. "I'll get the next one," she said, "for sure." Harry cackled as he held up one purple grape. He noticed there was a black dot color in the middle. It looked like an eyeball. Sink or float? This time no one called out anything. People were still thinking. "Float," Mary said at first. "Float," some other people agreed. "Sink," said Song Li. Harry dropped the purple grape into the tank. It sank to the bottom next to the potato. Mary made a face. Harry explained everything like he was the professor. If something has air pockets like a pumpkin or lemon, it floats. If it's solid like a potato or grape, it sinks. I tricked you today in science. I'll trick you some more on Halloween. Most people grumble, Song Li, and I smiled. Miss Mackle clapped. "Good job, Harry." Song Li went last. She filled a plastic jack-o'-lantern with water. It had 12 rope tied to the handle. "I'll show you what centrifugal force works." First, she stepped as far as she could away from the blackboard. "Will the people in front row please put their heads down?" They did, but their eyes looked up. Then Song Li twirled the bucket over her head. We gasped as she swung it around and around. Miss Mackle's eyes almost popped out of their sockets. The water stayed in the bucket. No, not one drop fell out. When Song Li stopped, everyone shouted, "Do it again!" "Please do. I'll get my camera this time," Miss Mackle said, running to her desk. Song Li began to experiment again, but this time, just as he brought the bucket up, she accidentally hit the corner of Mary's desk, and the waves of water splashed everywhere. Everyone laughed, but Mary. She got drenched. "Hey, Mary," Harry snickered. "You should be a sprite for Halloween. There's a water fairy." Mary blew her wet bags in the air. "Harry Spooger, one of these days I'm gonna get you back."